What happens when a 24/7 gym goes all in on self-service tech? Today, we're talking with Kyle from All Else Fit Club about how smart stores are changing the game for gym owners and their members.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Retail on the Go podcast. I've got a great show today. I'm going to be talking smart stores again, but in a little different environment. We've got Kyle from All Else Fit Club. He owns a gym, actually in the gym right now. I'm sure I'll tell you about it here in a minute. So you may hear some gym noises as we go through this. He's in the environment. But we're just going to talk to Kyle about how he decided to integrate a smart store and place one in there for his members, and kind of how that went, how it's going, and you know, how other gym owners can learn from that. And then the biggest thing, you know, how has the members embraced it and liked it, and all that good stuff. So without further ado, of course, my name's Russ. I'm just the host every week. We've got our on-air producer, Anders. But from there, I'm going to kick it over to Kyle and let him introduce himself.
Cool. What's going on, guys? Thank you for having me on. It's a real pleasure. I'm excited for it. Good to get to chat about some of this stuff and kind of about our gym here and how your product has helped us out. Like you said, apologies if there's any background noise. I am in my office at the gym, so there could be some slams or music or yelling or whatever, but that's why. So I'm Kyle. I own All Else Fit Club. We opened this year. We opened end of February 2025, and we brought one of the smart stores that Cantaloupe Go has into our facility. It's been great so far. I won't go too into it yet until we start going through some questions, but it's been, although a small aspect, of course, in comparison to all of our fitness equipment, it's been a key aspect to our operations, and it will continue to be one as we keep going and growing. So, we're a 24/7 fitness facility, and I'll get into that again as you go through some questions, but that's kind of the quick of it, I guess.
Very nice. And Kyle, where are y'all located again?
We are in Methuen, Massachusetts, so we're right at the border of Massachusetts and New Hampshire, actually. So it's about 35 minutes north of Boston.
Very nice. Love Boston. Been there only once, but it was a great time. One of my wife's favorite of the big cities as well.
Love it.
Would love to get back, because just everything about it was fun. But really to get started, you know, you said All Else Fit Club just opened, I believe, like 30 days ago, somewhere around there?
Yeah, we just hit 4 weeks.
Very nice. Congrats. Let's start there. Like, what's your background? What led you to start All Else Fit Club? What was that kind of journey like, just from the start?
Absolutely. So I actually run a couple other businesses. That's kind of the premise of having the office on site too, a full functioning office, because I'm not only on site pretty much all day, a lot of the time, every day, for the purpose of the gym, but also a couple other businesses here that I run. So I run Vendor Alliance Capital. It's a franchise financing business. It's a family business. I took it over when my dad passed away, but we finance different concepts in the QSR franchise industry, so things like Jersey Mike's, Dunkin' Donuts. So that's what I kind of do on a day-to-day basis as a 9 to 5. And from there, I kind of was looking for something additional to do. And so historically, my family has had Dunkin' Donuts franchises, and being very involved in the QSR franchise industry. So again, from doing all the franchise financing that we do on a day-to-day basis, working with all of our borrowers and clients, to having the Dunkin' operations as well, I knew that doing a food, QSR, fast food, sit down, whatever it is, was probably not going to be the play. It would be way too intricate, especially if I'm doing other things as well, and just the day-to-day logistics and operations would be too much. So I kind of went with something that I do enjoy outside of, you know, working 9 to 5. And so that's the gym. Always been passionate about fitness, and like probably most gym junkies, always kind of had the back of my mind, hey, I'd love to own a gym one day. That would be pretty cool. And so I started looking at a couple of franchise concepts, just because, you know, the franchise link there's a few benefits to keeping it franchise, kind of fast tracks things. You don't have to figure certain things out. But at the end of the day, it didn't really fit my model and what I was looking to do. Again, will be operating and am operating other things at the same time. And so after kind of vetting out a few options, I ended up nixing all those and said, you know what, I'm just going to run with my own concept. So I started doing some due diligence based on what I had in mind, which was a bigger box gym, but a modern version of it. We're starting to see some of those in different areas of the country. You know, it's got cool lights, it's black everywhere, you've got new equipment, implementing technology maybe in some of them. But I really wanted to harp in on something that is basically as old as time, fitness, picking things up, putting them down, and how do you adjust that to make it, you know, kind of evolve for the next day and age. And the biggest thing is, how do you implement technology, and how do you basically attract this day and age fitness person, right? So again, I started kind of running with that model, doing some research, putting budgeting together. That's kind of where the franchise financing background came in, the ability to kind of analyze different things, put together budgets, put together P&Ls and all that. And I put together the whole concept of All Else Fit Club. And then it was a matter of actually rolling into it. So, okay, what am I going to have between the equipment, to the lighting, to the flooring, to the doors, to every aspect of it, countertops, showers, like literally gut an entire place, and how do you build it up from the ground up to be a gym? So that's kind of where some of the technology was going to become important, because we're going to be a 24/7 facility with little to no staff. So again, I'm on site very often, and as we keep going, maybe we'll add a few people to help out, but as of right now, we operate as a little to no staff operations. And so things needed to be automated, things needed to work well when it came to a technology standpoint, and at the end of the day, members needed to have a good fitness experience. You know, people spend a lot of time at the gym. It's probably their third most visited place throughout the week, between their home, work, and then throw in the gym. So the idea of All Else Fit Club was to have it be an experience where they enjoy it and they're proud of it and they can't wait to come back. And it's something that's motivating on a daily basis, and they start to gain some discipline to continue to show up and work hard and build an awesome community. So again, bringing in the technology aspect definitely helped with the model that we needed. So in vetting out different things like turnstiles to get in and out, scanning door locks, and then getting to the Cantaloupe Go product, okay, how do I sell things like food and drink? People show up, they want energy drinks, they want hydration, waters, they want protein bars, and then even beyond that, looking at things like apparel, supplements, all that. But as a 24/7 operation where someone might not be available at the front desk, how do you service that when anybody could walk in at any time? So I started doing the research on what's available out there. And, you know, a lot of the things that I was looking into were kind of your typical vending machine, right? That's pretty old concept. You go in and you press your numbers and letters and it drops out of the machine. But for me, I really didn't want to go down that road, because we were putting together a new, aesthetically pleasing, very specific model here at the gym. And that kind of old box style vending machine wasn't really going to cut it for me. And then on top of that, I was going to be bringing in products that people might not have heard of before. We're kind of gauging more towards healthier things. We want to give options that are healthier versus some of the alternatives. That's a whole nother topic. But with that said, people would better be suited if they could take it out, read it, and determine, oh, I actually would like to buy this, or this isn't for me, I don't want this, this isn't really what I'm looking to do. In your old style, you type the numbers in and you're stuck with it. In a traditional gym where someone's waiting at the front desk, you grab it out of the fridge, you turn around and you purchase it, and if you didn't want it, you put it back and someone at the front desk is waiting there for you to check you out. For me, I needed to, again, work through, there might be someone there, there might not be. It's 24/7. Someone wants something early in the morning, late at night. How does that work? So in going through some options, I was kind of finding some different machines that could be of potential use, and with continued vetting out, the Cantaloupe Go product actually ended up being an awesome solution for a number of reasons. The first thing, how's it fit into the budget? A couple other options had some potential, but they were not very budget friendly. I'm not a vending machine company. I'm not a restaurant. I'm a gym. So budget on that was definitely important because I was looking to break the bank and other things versus having the vending machine be insanely expensive. So that checked off there. It was affordable. It was worthy of the investment. What it did for me versus what I needed, or in cohesion with what I needed, it saved me a lot of time. It sounded like it was going to be a good fit. Then on top of that, how does it work for the members? How easy is it? Can they use it 24/7? Do I need to worry about theft? Can they open it up, check out the product, put it back if they don't want it? And the product itself was just a great fit because it's literally, when I describe it to people, it's not a vending machine, it's a smart store. So you open it up, you shop, and it just enhances their experience here. I'll pause there. I hope that helps give a quick rundown. But that's, the quick of it without going into crazy details.
Yeah, it sounds like it checked a lot of your boxes there.
Yeah, I don't. I can skip a bunch of questions because you already answered them. But just a couple things specific on the gym. So one, I've heard of I don't spend a ton of time at the gym. My wife would wish I did more, but I've heard with these different concepts, these 24/7. So I'm assuming it's like a key fob, or like you scan something on your phone for the door to unlock and get in.
Bingo. Yep. The front door locks at 5 p.m. So if you're not a member, you can come in. It unlocks at 9 p.m. That way from 5 to 9, it's safe in here. You know that random people are not entering the facility. It's members only. And then 9 to 5, if you want to come into the lobby to check it out, you're able to do so. And then we have turnstiles as well. So every time you enter, regardless of whether you had to scan in at the front or not, you scan at the front desk where there's a turnstile and it opens up for you.
Very nice. And so you just started, just opened like I said, 4 weeks ago, right at the month mark. So first question would be, did you have the smart store from day one? Was it already installed? It was just part of the gym when somebody showed up. And then I think the other question I'd ask is, what is y'all's current membership at? Like, how many members do y'all have currently?
Yeah, so we did have it for when we opened, and I wanted that so I could make sure people immediately had items available. It was actually received while we were under construction, so it was placed somewhere where it wouldn't get beat up, and it waited on its pallet until it was ready to be put into the lounge area. That's where we have it placed right now. So before, like the week before we were going to open, that's when I looped in your team, and we got it online. We figured out how to get it set up, so we walked through on the screen, we talked about it on the phone, and I was just doing everything that he told me to do. He was watching on his end, and we got it assimilated to my login portal on my computer. So we got the machine actually on and visible from the portal end and from Cantaloupe's end, so that before opening, I could start loading it up with products, and people could immediately start purchasing things. I wanted everything to be ready to go for open. There was no, that's coming soon type of stuff. I wanted it as complete as possible for opening. So that was great that we were able to have that. My lead time, it stuck to the lead time pretty quickly from you guys. I think it was just a handful of weeks, so I knew it would fit into the construction timeline, so that worked well. When it comes to our membership count, we grow every day by at least 10 members. Usually the range is 10 to 30 members. And we have a lot more members than anybody would ever guess. And I attribute that to, again, the 24/7 operations, so people do not feel constrained to making it there when there's an hour left before closing. They can come whenever they want, and they certainly do. There are people here literally at every hour of the day. And then the layout that I have is pretty strategic to help make it feel less crowded than it is. So most people take a guess that there's maybe 100 or 200 members, and there's at least 5 times, 6 times that. I'll leave it at that.
Wow.
So there's a lot of members within the first 4 weeks, which is great. We've been very fortunate. People are loving it. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
That's awesome. And just for clarification, do you have a duo setup, like the 2 doors and 1 POS, or what setup do you have for the Smart Store?
I don't have the duo. I just have the single, and then it just has the on the side there the electronic payment processor, and then it just talks back. It's hardwired in, so it talks back to my computer. So we don't have Wi-Fi set up. The hardwire was the play, just so that there's no glitches, no delays. So advice for anybody, if you can hardwire in, definitely do that, especially because Comcast goes out a lot.
Yeah, Ethernet's always the way to go with smart store setups. And you kind of talked about, you were on the phone with our team and everything else. But walk us through the setup process a little bit. Was it harder? Was it easier than you expected? Like, how long did it take? And then also probably like what's your product mix? We've done some different gym markets. I know some other smart stores that have been put into gyms and things. So I'm always curious to hear about the product mix, because it does give you so much flexibility to really sell whatever you want.
For sure. Yeah, so when it came to the actual process of setting it up, it took us a few days, and that was just because of busy schedules. I was still under construction, so luckily Brian from your team was super patient and super flexible. So we would text, and I'd say, I'm good for like 30 minutes, and we'd get on, and we'd start doing some stuff, and then we'd have a leave-off point, and then I'd have to probably do something for the construction. But because of that, it took a couple days, which was fine, because I, again, kind of did it with a lead up, knowing that if we had at least a week to get it together, I won't be opening prior to that process finishing. So we would just jump on the phone, go through whatever settings, whatever he needed me to do on the screen so that it could work on his end, and then he was able to drive as well from his side as needed. So again, we were able to troubleshoot if we needed. There really wasn't any crazy issues, which was great. I, didn't want to have to spend a lot of time messing around with that, especially with everything going on as we were leading up to all of our inspections and all that, so we could get our certificate of occupancy. So it was good that I could basically be like, hey, let me know when you're good, or I'm good now. We jump on, do a few things. There were even instances where he didn't need me even there. He could just get in, do his thing, and then let me know that he was good, and I could come back and check the screen. So it took, again, just a couple of sessions over a few days, and we were able to get it live and going. And that was because of my schedule and his just kind of being all over the place. If you needed to sit down and get it done, you could probably get it done within an afternoon.
Awesome. And so, Christian, so obviously I play with the smart stores. They're pretty intuitive. Your 24/7 gym, don't always really have somebody there. Do you feel like members, how do they interact with the smart store? Do they just walk up, know what to do, and use it? Or do you have to like walk them through it? Or what's that been like in terms of their reception?
Yeah, that's a good question. Just quick, you asked about the product type mix too. Right now we're heavy in drinks, a few different protein bars. We've got some healthy protein bar, like very healthy protein bars. My wife is very into all the non-toxic stuff, clean ingredients. So she leads up a lot of the product mix. And then we do have some things that are a little bit more mainstream, nothing crazy in terms of don't care at all about ingredients. Again, still kind of vetted out, but energy drinks, hydration drinks, wellness sodas, so like probiotics, prebiotics, and then enhanced still water. So Yesli is one of the brands that we have in there, because it's actually a buddy of mine. His family, dad's a CEO. He works there. His brother works there. So kind of a cool connection there. And they have energy drinks and they have still water drinks, enhanced water. So it's basically water with flavor, no bubbles or anything, and it's in a can. So those are the products that we have there. Again, that's kind of what people want, either energy, hydration, or a refuel. And it was cool to have that store because there's flexibility based on the sizes and what you can put in there. So if down the line I wanted to put bigger things in there, or other types of bars or other types of like protein packets or something like that, I'd be able to do so. So there's flexibility there within one machine, which was good for me beyond just, again, drinks and protein bars. In terms of the interaction, there is a little bit of a learning curve, because if you don't know that it's a store, you're expecting to either choose it on the screen and then it'll drop it out for you, or put in some numbers. I have a quick 1 through like 6 how-to, and then I also made a how-to video. So if you've seen that before on either YouTube or Instagram or Facebook for our page, it kind of walks through how to open the machine, pay it. And people are a little bit confused because it also will start with like a $10 charge, like a gas station, to make sure there's money there. And when I explain like, oh, it's just making sure that you have money on your account, it'll go away. Oh, okay, perfect. That makes sense. Yes, like the gas station will do to your card. So once they know that you got to hold it a little bit longer than just doing a quick tap so that the card actually is read by the screen. And then a few people have kind of figured it out. Other people have said, oh no, I saw your video, your tutorial, or they read the instructions, but it's not quite as quick as just, oh yeah, what I've done, my whole life with tapping in B6 to get the thing to drop down. But once they get the gist of it, they know how to use it, so you're good to go. And they can ask other members. So that's a good thing. It's, the same people for the most part every day instead of just random people all day long that have never seen it before and you have to troubleshoot every time. So otherwise, then when they do know how it's used, they think it's awesome. Oh, I can take it off the shelf and it read it. Oh, I can put it back and it put it back and took it off the charge. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and there's that whole tangible aspect in the psychology of, being able to grab something. And I tell operators when they go from a typical vending setup to a micro market, it could be the same products, but they sell more because people love being able to grab it. The same drink they always grab, and we do it at the convenience store. We take it out, we look at it. Why we read it, we've read it a million times, but that's what we do. There's just that tangible aspect, and it does typically lead to higher sales because you can have those impulse purchases. Oh wait, I'm going to grab that too. It's not just one selection and go from there. And I guess that leads me to my next question. Obviously, you're a numbers guy. We've heard the background. I'm sure you had some goals. How have the sales been? Did they, is it where you thought they'd be? Does it exceeded it? Is it not? Kind of tell us about, like I said, the level of sales that you've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I got a phone call. I had to move it out of the way. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a little bit slow, but that kind of just went with the pace of people joining and just needing more and more people and then them knowing what's in the store itself and all that. So a lot of people will show up already with what they want. But as I've kind of shown people what's in the machine, it's definitely picked up way more. One night we did some samples just of different stuff so that people could try what's actually in the machine because we do have some unique, healthier options. So those started to disappear in the machine, but for the most part, it's kind of just been a steady climb of more and more. I actually just had to place an order yesterday on a bunch of stuff because I've got some vacant shelves now, and I need to get those filled back up. But it's been a steady climb, and to your point, when you open the machine that way and you can kind of shop and there's no one watching you and you don't have to type in numbers again and again for each individual product, you do see people grab two things like, oh, I'm going to grab an energy drink for an hour, hydration for later, or a double energy, or I don't want this flavor to be gone, so I'm going to grab two of them before they are gone, that type of deal. But it's been a steady increase, and now it's definitely like on a daily use thing for a higher number of people for sure that are coming in and immediately they're going to get one of the drinks.
Very nice. So that's awesome. Yeah, and obviously it's only been a month, so members climbing, sales climbing, the whole 9 yards.
For sure.
I guess I would also say, this is for listeners. So, like, what advice would you give? Not giving away any trade secrets, right? But what advice would you give to anybody else that owns a gym or fitness center that is thinking about adding a smart store, whether they have vending machines currently or they sell stuff from the front desk, whether they're 24/7 or not? What advice would you give them about considering a technology like this?
Yeah, I would say it just comes down to your logistics and how you're looking to operate. So obviously, low to no staff, 24/7. You've kind of cut out some costs that might be able to be transferred into something like purchasing a little bit more of an expensive product to run. Again, say like your vending machine system, or in my case, also the turnstile system for entry. So if logistics-wise something like that makes sense, then it's definitely worth vetting out further and seeing if it fits into the budget and then how it actually does operate so that you can determine whether it will work or not for your model. So, if it's going to make your life easier, so for example, this machine that I have, it has a camera, it tracks everything by weight, so it knows what was taken and put back. That helps me not have to worry about theft. That helps me know that customers and members can be served at all hours of the day. And it helps me know that I don't need somebody there necessarily, other than maybe the potential learning curve on how to use it, but to help people purchase things. So if that fits into your model, then some of these newer pieces of technology for whatever type of product it is, would definitely be a good play. Again, kind of weigh out your time, what's the value of your time, what are your expenses, and then how does it fit into your model. If you have somebody there all the time, then maybe you just need a fridge that they can open up, turn around, and pay at the front desk for. But if you're looking to transition, then bringing something like this in is pretty good. You also can still have people working and have this store do its thing and not have to worry about it. So it's pretty good too. And it tracks everything online for you as well. Whereas a typical fridge might not track anything, and you might be, doing some type of old school system to track your inventory. Whereas this, if you do set it up correctly, you can follow along and have everything right in your portal, which is definitely helpful too. It's a time saver for sure. So you're not doing things over and over again, whether you're writing or typing, you're tracking, it's all right in the portal after you've set it up.
Very nice. And I mean, maybe you wouldn't, but would you do anything differently if you could start over? Obviously, it's not been very long since you started, so probably don't have many hesitations there. But do you think that anything you do differently, specifically around like the smart store and selling products and things like that?
Yeah, there's definitely some things I would do differently that we won't get into because they're not related to the smart store. But honestly, no, I think the process was good. So, I mean, I made a commitment to myself to vet out multiple options for everything that I had to choose in the gym. And one of those had to be the vending machine. So I talked to a lot of options, like at least 6. And so the due diligence was there, and the product that you guys had was one of the last options that I spoke to a team about, which was, I'm glad I kept going because the fit is awesome. Again, being able to not worry about the machine, it does its thing. It's cool, it looks good, it's sleek, it's versatile in terms of what you can put in it. It just is a good fit. So honestly, I wouldn't change anything about that. The only thing would be is maybe in a few months I regret not buying 2 at once. Hopefully that's a problem I have. That's a good problem. Maybe not. We'll have to see. But otherwise, I wouldn't change anything that had to do with that process because it also gave me the confidence that I was choosing the right thing because I was able to go through other options and understand what they would look like versus this one. So you guys definitely are a home run of a product, in my opinion, and that's why I'm excited and promote it that we have it here. It's definitely a good ad for us. It's not just another box that's cold for your drinks.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad it's been a great
That's
experience.
amazing.
And I asked you what advice would you give other like gym owners or anything else, but I guess this is where you get to look in your crystal ball. Do you think that more gyms or fitness centers are going to be adopting smart store technology or something similar as time goes on? And I guess to two-part that question is I feel like you're going to be the expert, not me, that this 24/7 on demand, whenever you want to kind of gym concept, it seems to be growing. And I feel like more and more gyms are going to go there. Makes sense, right? People want to go when they want to go, but also people don't want to spend money on labor. Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. Both of those things I think are driving it. So, with that said, do you think that is really the trend of where you're going to see more gyms go? And do you think that as that continues, that gyms and fitness centers are going to adopt technology like the smart store to make that reality or that concept a reality? I guess better way to say that.
Yeah. I honestly do think it will become more popular. Getting rid of the traditional style of gyms, I don't think it will completely take over, because there's definitely a lot of logistics involved to not run in your typical manner, where there's always somebody there on staff and you're closing at X time and reopening at X time. But 24/7 is of high demand. People love 24/7. That's one of the initial sellers for us before they even see the place, tour the place. Just knowing that they can come anytime they want, regardless of whether they're actually going to take advantage of weird hours. But people like that. And now with things kind of coming back overall in the economy and with the gym industry, I think 24/7 is not just of high demand for members, but also for gyms because they know it's a good seller for their members. Again, it does come with a lot more logistics, so it can be a little daunting. Insurance is a whole nother topic that's very daunting, and insurance does not like 24/7. But at the end of the day, a product is for the members, and you do what you got to do to get it done that way. And so to have operations like that, having something automated like this, I think would definitely be helpful. I know there's other larger brands that are, have many locations that operate either 24/7 or lower staff. They definitely would benefit from something like this. Again, for all the reasons that I mentioned, I think this would fit their model. And then I think just people-wise, as I mentioned, I'm in the QSR franchise lending space. So as brands like, McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, go down the list, start putting kiosks into their stores and removing employees and cutting that cost. That's a whole other topic as well. But as those trends start to become more the norm, having machines like this becomes, just kind of something that people don't have a learning curve over or might even expect. So I do think it will gain in popularity and become something that is not just like a random one-off. It'd be great if we continue to grow in terms of our location count and we're one of the gyms that leads the charge in offering this type of product. But I won't hold that as a me only thing. So I think it certainly is something that would become more popular in time.
Very nice. And that comment leads me in a perfect segue into the question I've been waiting to ask basically since you started talking about your background and the QSR franchise funding and things like that. It's a world you have. So is it in the books? Is it in the plans? Is All Else Fit Club? You're going to franchise it and grow that way? The world. Like I've been dying to ask you that question since you first started talking.
Yeah, I don't know what route I would go for growth. I would love to grow. 4 weeks in might be a little ambitious. However, interestingly enough, I did get some insight on a couple locations today from a broker, 3 options, and then I've had people reaching out about, hey, you should open in this space. So the interest is there potentially, hopefully, but I definitely need to have the bandwidth to be able to take that next step, and I'm not sure whether franchising's the play. Or there's a couple other models that I like as well. The Chick-fil-A model's pretty good. I know they franchise, but they do things a little bit differently. Yeah. So to have ownership as we grow, but have like an operating partner involved, that's always a good option to consider because, if I can't be physically close to someplace, an operating partner can make sure as boots on the ground, things are going smoothly. And so that's something that I'm definitely a little bit more interested in actually versus franchising for growth, at least at this point in time. But hopefully that's in the future for us.
Goodness, yeah. I know you're only 4 weeks in, so we got a like big picture. But because of the background, the question was just sitting there the whole time.
I won't lie. I looked at those locations that came my way today. I was showing my wife. I was look at these. She's like, "All right, relax," but it's okay. You gotta at least check it out and have the ambition there.
Yeah, you gotta have the vision.
That's right.
The timeline on the vision is irrelevant. You gotta have the vision to
exactly.
To go and grow.
Now I'll just let the wheels turn in the background.
Absolutely. Well,
for sure.
Yeah. I'd been dying to ask you that question. I was curious how you're going to answer it. But no, I really appreciate you taking us kind of through your journey and the whole thing, not just Smart Store, just how All Else Fit Club became a thing and the concept and how you put it together. I love that you have such a focus on technology, regardless of if you like it or love it, that's the world we live in. And technology adapts every day and it's just becoming obviously more and more everyday part of everybody's life. So, and super impressed by the growth in just the first 30 days. I mean, that's awesome. So congratulations. Hats off to you.
Thank you.
Starting any business, especially a gym where, gyms are unique, but there are a lot of options that people have. And so to have that kind of growth that quickly, definitely speaks to the testament of the overall concept and the environment that y'all created. So props on that.
Appreciate that. Thank you. And I appreciate you guys having me on. It's been cool. And I'd loved the opportunity to talk about your product because it is a good component here.
Absolutely. I'm sure this won't be the last time we'll talk to you. We definitely would love to meet you in person sometime. I'm in California, but we do have a lot of people in the Northeast and stuff, but there's a lot of different shows as well. I don't know if it makes sense for you to go to Vegas and go to NAMA, which is like the Super Bowl of the convenience services unattended retail industry. But it could be a lot of fun. Biggest thing would be probably looking at new products because they've got everything you could imagine on the healthy side too. Plenty of junk, but definitely some healthy stuff. But if that ends up on your roadmap, we'd love to meet you in person and everything. And this is the fun part. We end every episode with kind of this is where you could do the shameless plugs. Where can people find out more about you, All Else Fit Club, anything about the gym in particular, whether they're in the Northeast or not. Maybe they are somebody that wants to get into the gym business, and whenever you make that decision of however model you want to go about it to grow, maybe they want to jump in. So just tell everybody how to find out more about you in the gym.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I appreciate that opportunity. So everything's the same. All Else Fit Club, whether it's www.allelsefitclub.com or the handle for Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So it's allelsefitclub.com. And if people are wondering about the name too, because I know sometimes it takes a second to click, it's kind of based off of our motto of with all else going on in life, stay fit. So, everybody's busy. Everybody has a million things going on, but fitness is there as a tool to enhance your life. So with everything going on in life, use fitness to kind of better yourself on a daily basis, and that will pour into all other aspects of your life. So yeah, folks are welcome to check us out there. We actually have a podcast launching soon as well, so it could be cool to link up some other stuff. But yeah, those are the easy ways to find us. Check us out online. Post a lot of content just to promote, as well as keep people into fitness, feeling motivated and disciplined. And yeah, it's exciting stuff.
I like it. I like the all else. I appreciate you kind of tying that in. It was very, we could have just
Applies
ended the episode
everybody.
right there. That was just like it hit. I could have just stopped. But no, I like that. And again, thank you so much for the time. And if if you're a listener and you own a gym, you go to a gym, and you think this is something that would benefit, your business or the place that you like to work at or not, just feel free to reach out to Cantaloupe and the team. We'd love to answer any questions for you. We do a lot with different gyms and fitness, and I think kind of like Kyle spoke to earlier, it's going to grow, just in this world where you have to have that unattended solution. So, feel free to look at that. But man, again, Kyle, appreciate you having me on the show. I'm excited to check in with you, 6 months down the road, see what the growth's like and everything else. See if you added another smart store, if you should have had 2 doors from the get-go or not. That'll be fun to check. But appreciate everybody listening. As always, subscribe where you can. Continue to listen to. We'll be dropping a lot more Retail on the Go episodes, a lot more frequently than we have in the past. So I'm excited. But again, thanks, Kyle, and everybody listening. We'll see you again next time on Retail on the Go.
Thanks, guys.